welcome back to another cooking video. Today I am going to be showing you guys how I make my homemade chili. So you will need chili powder, you will need 2 cans of tomato soup. You can use any brand that you like. I also had to run over to the stove and get some crackers because I love crackers in mine. It's optional. But next you will obviously need a meat of your choice. We are using ground beef and obviously whatever seasonings you choose to season your hamburger with. So I set my stove on about 2 because we have a gas stove, and I just put our hamburger in the cooker and I'm just going to be grounding it up with my spoon. Now, normally I use a potato masher because my friend Michelle actually told me to use that a couple years ago. But these cookers are non-stick, so I can't use any metal in them, so that sucks. But I'm just crushing up the hamburger as we speak and just crumbling it up really, really good. Next, I'm going to take some seasoned salt and just season the hamburger. Don't that look delicious? And then I'm going to take some minced onion. I love minced onion. Normally, I would add onion powder in, but my Walmart did not have onion powder for the life of me. I'm going to put some pepper in there. And then I'm just going to stir it all around so it goes throughout all of the hamburger. Once the hamburger has browned just a little bit, I go back and I just stir it up, give it a really good stir, and then I just crumble up any big pieces that are not crumbled up where it is starting to cook. And here it is after a little bit. We are going back in and just re-stirring and re-crumbling as needed. Now, once that is done, I just take my strainer and I just strain my hamburger. It turns out this is how a strainer is supposed to be used. Who knew? But let me give you guys a pro tip. Never ever drain your hamburger in your sink because that is going to clog your pipes. It's going to just be a horrible mess. So just please be smart and just drain your grease into a container or into some foil and throw it in the trash. I didn't have foil, but normally I do that. But now I'm just going to add in chili powder. Now I know this looks like a lot, but this chili powder came from the Dollar Tree, and plus I always like to add an extra bit just to give it a little bit more seasoning. I love when my meat, like my ground beef or my turkey or my pork chops or any kind of meat, is well seasoned. I can't stand it when I cook and it didn't get enough seasoning. So yes, I'm just adding in the chili powder and just stirring it in real good, and then adding in some tomato soup. Here is 1 can, and I'm just giving that a really good stir to make sure that it's getting evenly distributed. Now, I ended up, I believe, adding in a smidge of milk here in just a little bit. Almost a can of milk, which is the size of the soup can, because you can add milk or water. I just added in milk. And I gave that a nice good stir and just let that sit on a low heat to really kind of just slowly simmer. As you can see, I re-crumbled up some pieces, but here is the finished look as it cooked. It looks so delicious. Now I turned it in between low and 2, and I added in here in a little bit my mother-in-law's ketchup peppers. It's just one of the recipes that she uses. We love adding it into the chili, but for my daughter I did make her a separate plate, and I also added just a smidge more chili powder just to make sure that we for sure had enough chili powder to get that chili flavor. And like I said, this does look like a lot, but it did come from the Dollar Tree, so you just kind of have to wing how much you like to use in your chili recipe. Now personally, I love beans, but I usually don't like them in my chili. I'm very picky about that, but I love soup beans and pinto beans and everything like that. I just don't like it in my chili. I don't know why, but I just don't. But normally if I do, I add kidney beans in or red beans. So here we are, just adding in my mother-in-law's ketchup peppers. We actually experimented with this a while back, and it came out so super delicious. It had a little bit of a kick to it, which we loved. And when you let it sit and cook with the peppers in it on a simmer, it helps induce the flavors of it throughout your chili, which is so incredible. So you got an extra set of flavor going into your chili. It looks so delicious. And here is my finished product with crackers and cheese. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you try this recipe out, please let me know. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!